This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Lechtech Musar podcast. We continue with the Pele Yoeitz. We are on page 127 in the Art Scroll, day 55 of Hachzik. So now we're going to talk about we're in the Midas HaEmes, the Midah of truth, and we're going to talk about the importance of keeping one's word. Mechal Midas HaEmes la'ames es devarov. Included in the attribute and the Midah of Emes is a person must ensure that the truth of his word, hein tzedek v'lav tzedek. His yes must be a trustworthy yes, and his no must be a trustworthy no. Means whatever comes out of your mouth, make sure that it's accurate, make sure it's truthful. Because aside from actually speaking falsely, there is another ginai, which is an undignified act of going back on one's word. We know there's famously something called the Misha Para, which means literally the one who exacted retribution, and from the Dar HaMabul, and who asili para mimisha ina umid b'diburai. Hashem demands, Hashem exacts retribution from those that don't keep to their word, from those that are not trustworthy and abide by their word. So if you say yes and it's no, no and it's yes, then Rahman al-Tzlan, it's part of the Misha Para, which we definitely do not want to Chas v'Shalom be associated with by any stretch of imagination. And therefore one must consider very carefully before anything is uttered from his mouth, before he articulates any commitment, any sort of thing. He has to make sure that he's going to be able to upkeep and adhere to what he says. If a person makes a pledge, a person makes a mishabirach, a person says, I'm going to give this money to tzedakah, and he doesn't keep to his word, it's not a joke, it's not a small thing, it's mishapara, it's very scary. And unfortunately we live in a day where people say, oh, I thought this, I thought that, I wasn't really thinking. It's not okay. We say hein, lav, lav. When you say yes, it's yes, and when you say lav, it's not. And to come back with excuses and everything, Hashem has a cheshbon, Hashem is keeping account, and sometimes we wonder, people say, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll commit, I'll try, I'll be involved, whatever, small things, be nethers, and we're like, oh, you didn't do it, and they say, oh, and then they ignore you. These things happen all the time. We all know about this. It's uncomfortable. It's not. There's only so much we can do when we're trying to get people to adhere and keep to the word. But I think like anything in life, the Yisod is betachan. After that, we try, we do our best, we follow up, we say, hey, you said this, you that, and the rest is in Hashem's domain. As they say, do what's right, and leave to Hashem whatever is left. And if a person does say something and he commits to something, he shall observe it as if he swore. This is something that is definitely not in our realm, something that we definitely don't think it's so chomer, just saying words. It's not like we're eating on Yom Kippur. It's not like we're doing something so bad. But no. A person has to keep and carry out what he says, as if he swore. And being that our Torah is emes, how careful we have to be if we are b'nei Torah, if we are b'nei Yisrael, we are Hashem's chosen nation, and we live our lives by the Torah, which is Torah emes, it's purely truth and perfect. How careful must we be to always be in line with the Midas HaEmes? One should not seek to pave a path of falsehood with crooked and baseless reasoning to justify their position, which we spoke about before, and rather the truth should always guide his path. This is the proper way for anyone who walks the upright path. And with this, when a person does whatever he can to pursue and be an emes like a person, in turn, he will find favor and godly wisdom in everything he does. And we'll write about this further as we go weiter, but the side of here is be emistic. We are the Amanivchar, we are Bnei Yisrael, we are Bnei Torah. The Torah is perfect, the Torah is wholesome, the Torah is truthful. It's the epitome, it embodies emes. And if we want to be Toradic, we too have to always act with emes, realize that every word that comes out of our mouths is something we have to adhere to, something we have to take seriously. And as we said before, make sure every word, hein tzedek v'lav tzedek, a yes is a yes and a no is a no. Always be careful, measure your words, keep to them, and be an emes dekiyid.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.